Hello everyone, I'm Cody Lovelace, and today I want to tell you a story called Building a Better Me. And in my journey through the Talent Gateway, I've really come into myself and found skills that I already possessed but didn't know that I had or could utilize in my career shift into the future. If we're talking about building, who better to talk about building than IKEA? So my Swedish is a little rusty, but I'll give it a try. Skickligek? Anyone Swedish? No, okay, awesome. So that means skill or proficiency, which is what I gained through the gateway. When we're building something new, we want to start with our fasteners and our tools, right? That's the first thing. You get that little plastic bag and you sort all of the pieces. So I started by identifying what my own fasteners were, things that I know would give me a solid foundation that I could build upon into the future. So two of the Talent Gateway competencies that served as my fasteners were communication and critical thinking. I have a background as an American Sign Language interpreter, which is my first undergrad degree as well for the last 7 years. And I've really found that the ability to code switch, not only for deaf and hard of hearing people, but in the tech world as a whole, you're not only talking to technically savvy people who are on your level, if you will, but also project managers, your consumers, people that you're testing in user experience. So my ability to code switch and bring things to people where they are has really come in handy. There's another aspect of the ability to identify underserved populations. Within the interpreting world, so much of our coursework focused on linguistics and humanities. So there is a desperate shortage of STEM-ready interpreters. So in order to start addressing that, during my time here at UM-Dearborn, I created a workshop series to get interpreters ready for STEM. And we'll talk about some of my research while I participate in the SURE research program a little bit later with that as well. My second group of fasteners, equity and inclusion. Through my workplace experience, not only as an interpreter, but as a software engineering in the accessibility team for Curriculum Associates, I started working on different aspects of screen reader usage and some DEI content review. So on the right here is an actual page in a K-8 classrooms that I provided review and authenticity checks for. In my technical work, my ability to know how to use WCAG, Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, so that users with disabilities can access the web, really came in handy. And through all of my work on my different hats, if you will, my education and advocacy for DEI work, especially as it comes to design principles and authentic representation for users and software. The next part of Talent Gateway, it asked me to decide what I'm made of, and brief wording for a bad pun, but I felt like I started as balsa wood and I'm aiming for mahogany. I think we got there. The Talent Gateway challenged me to develop some of my leadership and teamwork abilities that I had the skills for, but I didn't have the confidence to pursue. So on the top left, for our Game Design 2 class, we were challenged to pitch a game that we would then lead a team of developers across the semester with. And because of the Talent Gateway, I tried really hard with my pitch and succeeded. And I led a team of 5 wonderful developers throughout the semester to build something we were really proud of. Next thing, going into the current senior design project that just wrapped up today, presented that a couple of hours ago, was VR wheelchair soccer. So giving users the experience of playing a game of soccer, but while you're seated in a wheelchair. Full controls, using the wheels, building not only the authentic representation, but I thought it was pretty fun. In the bottom, something I thought I'd never do is participate in Hacktoberfest 2022. Hacktoberfest being an open source programming project during the month of October, where developers who you may not even know all work together on a shared experience. So we built the Notem app, which is kind of like an online sticky note board. And one of my major contributions were screen reader and keyboard accessibility. So users with assistive technology could use our app as well. I think one of the things that I must mention that I'm proudest of under Dr. Bruce Maxim was the SURE research during this summer. And we explored virtual reality and user accessibility. So users with disabilities, how do they engage with VR? What are the academic shortfalls? And how do we bridge the gaps as professionals? And lastly, the Talent Gateway challenged me to present my product. Am I exactly as expected, pretty minimal, not well decorated, or do I bring my sense of self into everything that I'm doing? This is a look at my GitHub after completing one of the challenges, sharing who I am as a person, as well as my contributions, so we're not just looking at code samples, but we're looking at a holistic view of who I am. And lastly, since we went on this journey together, I'd like to challenge you all to construct a launchpad for the future. Let's build something together. So if you are hiring, if you're interested in networking with me, here are a few of the things that I think my expertise and experience can really bring to the forefront and benefit your organization.